What's up everybody? Welcome to my channel where we don't do and think like average person out there. Now minimum wage is about $7,000 per week in Jamaica. That's $28,000 per month. I don't know how anyone live on that. And yes, I agree that the government can do better, but here are some things that you can start doing differently to make your life better and move from earning minimum wage to even earning millions of dollars. Now, I might sound like I'm contradicting myself, but stop blaming the government. The government is not responsible for the situation you are in today. If you're earning $7,000 per week, that's you on you. That's not the fault of the government. Now, let's look back at if you don't have a good education or you dropped out of school. Not saying situations not happen to some individuals, but majority were probably disobedient when they were going to school. They didn't pay attention to their teachers, they didn't listen to their parents, and those things have consequences. Now you drop out of school and you can barely read and write or get a decent job that can pay you a decent wage, right? So even if the government was supposed to come tomorrow and raise minimum wage from $7,000 per week to $14,000 per week, that's still minimum wage. Would you still want to be earning minimum wage? That's barely livable just the same. Another thing is that a lot of people might say, hey, the company is making a lot of money, they can pay their employees better, but guess what? Companies are in the business of making money. So if it means that they're going to pay you the bare minimum to see their profits grow, that's what they're going to do. That's why they start their business in the first place, to make money and to earn profits. And once you understand profits are better than wages, maybe you start looking at it the same way. And you also have to understand that you really get paid for how you really use this and not how much you use your hands and your foot to get the work done, right? You get paid for the value that you bring to the marketplace. Well, say it again. You get paid directly proportional to the value that you bring to the marketplace. So let's take, for example, a person who opens a gate, right? And you have another person who works in the office. So if today is a very busy day, right? He's going to have to open the gate 1,000 times in a day, and you only get minimum wage for doing that. And he's going to say, boy, I'm work hard today. I need to get more money because I get one heap of work. But at the same time, the employer can easily get someone off the road and replace that same gate man. There are many individuals out there who are completing for that one little job, but he's now complaining that, boy, boss here make a whole lot of money, boss need to pay him more. Now on the other hand, you have an employee who works in the office who is say making $100,000 per month, right? Now, if that employee makes a simple mistake like entering data, it can cost the company a whole lot of money. So they have to use this more than how they use this to get the work done. So it requires a lot more thinking. So the employer is going to value the person working in the office when compared to the person working on the gate. And it's easier to get someone to replace the gate man versus the office person. Now, what you need to do as the person who's opening the gate is now go to the person who in the office and ask them to help you, ask them to teach you if it's something that you're interested in. And I'm sure they're not going to tell you no, but now let's say it's a mechanic complex, right? You have the office person and you have the mechanics out there, and then you have the person who is at the gate. You can go to the mechanic and start asking the mechanic things, ask the mechanic to show you stuff, and this is how you learn additional skill. And little by little, you become a mechanic. And sooner or later, your value might be acknowledged. And then you can always make a proposal to your boss and say, boss, I've learned this skill, I can start doing this now. I'd appreciate an increase. And then if not, then you exit. So you have to start looking at how you can improve your skills and stop complaining, stop finding excuses to problems. And the moment you start saying you don't know how, just stop yourself in the tracks and ask yourself, how can you do this? The answer is out there for you. It's very interesting that a lot of people know how to go around almost every system, but they're going to say, boy, nobody's going to hire me because I come from Tivoli, I come from Denham Town, right? How easy it is for you to just change your address and say, I live at Cherry Garden X and X Avenue. Who is going to kill you for that? Who can tell you right there and then that you don't come from Cherry Garden when you put that on your resume? Somewhere out there, there's a lawyer and a doctor who came from the same inner city that you are complaining about. Out there in some company, there's someone who is a manager or supervisor who went to, like, say, Tivoli High, and someone who went to Campion College is reporting to that person who went to Tivoli Garden. So stop blaming your location and where you come from as to why you're earning minimum wage and you can't get a job. So let me ask you these questions, and I'll appreciate your answers in the comment section below. If a poor person stay broke, who do they blame for staying broke, right? And if a poor person becomes rich, as they call it, who do they give credit to? And if a rich person is supposed to go broke, who are they going to blame? Let me know in the comment section below. The second thing you want to start doing is reading more. And like I mentioned before, is what you put in here makes you the money. So when I say read, I'm not talking about reading Dear Pastor and all of those kind of things. No, that's not going to really benefit you in any way, shape or form. That does not contribute to how much money you make, because that's a problem we are trying to solve here. You're going to start reading books that can help you develop yourself, right? Develop your mind, because majority of what is stopping individuals from making progress in life is what they feed in this little thing here, your brain. If you're not feeding it with good information, there's no way you can get a good outcome, right? So you have to start reading self-development books. I'm going to say it over and over again till somebody get it. The Richest Man in Babylon, Think and Grow Rich, Rich Dad Poor Dad, The 10 Pillars of Wealth. Those books should be books that are in almost every household today. And I'll leave the links in the description below. You can go and check them out. These types of books are a shortcut to success. Now, these books won't necessarily tell you which business to start. If you're going to look for that in those books, you won't necessarily get it. But they're going to put you in the frame of mind to start thinking different and how you can achieve things. Majority of these books are coming from people who already do it. So why not read the book and learn from them than try to figure out your way all over? This is going to take a longer time. And even though I mentioned minimum wage in the beginning of this video, these are applicable to any income level. If you want to climb the corporate ladder and you want to get a promotion, there are books out there. And if you believe you're earning less than your value, there are books out there on negotiation that can help you negotiate your salary and almost anything in life. These are books that you should be reading. And lack of knowledge is why a lot of people struggle. And there's a Bible verse, I think it's in Hosea 4 verse 6 or 6 verse 4 speaks about it. People suffer because of the lack of knowledge. You have rejected knowledge, and so he will also reject thee. And don't quote me on it, I'll post it right here. And this is so true. And I recall someone commenting on a TikTok again recently saying, people are poor because of the lack of access to information and the right education. If you are not new here, you have seen me said it before. Jamaicans don't consume things that help them. If you look at the Google searches that they search on YouTube and things like that, I'm going to be showing you the things that are trending in Jamaica for the last 90 days, right? Now, how is this information going to help you rise above the minimum wage pay scale? You have to search for things that can help you. While there's not a lot of information on Jamaican specifically, you can apply the same thing that someone apply in America, in England, in another country. Use the same information and get ahead. You can't be blaming the lack of access when the information is readily available on the tip of your fingers. So with that said, I wanted to hear something that Michael Leachin said in one of his interviews, and then tell me what is your excuse after this.
Is there a formula that if practiced consistently, there's no other outcome other than wealth? So this was in 1977-78. We didn't have Google at the time. So but even today, if you were to Google it, nothing would come up, just a bunch of books.
And another thing a lot of people overlook that is keeping them where they are is social media. If you think about the beginning of what social media was used for, it was used for primarily connecting with friends and all of that. But guess what? Majority of people now say social media is for entertainment. But guess what? Social media is whatever you make it for yourself, because for me, it's where I learn a lot of things. But for the average person out there who is on their phone every day, all they're looking for is the next piece of entertaining content. While I understand this is taking you from the stress, it is also setting you back, because the same time you could be used setting yourself apart from the rest, you're wasting that valuable time. So that time that you could have used to read a book, you have just spent it on social media. And if you follow a social media platform like TikTok, you wake up from 8 a.m. back to 8 p.m. and all you're on TikTok doing is scrolling, tapping, liking, and commenting. That's it. You have to limit your usage on these platforms. You have to set screen time limits. This doesn't just necessarily apply for kids. You as adults have to apply it for yourself too. And the aim of these platforms is to keep you on them. So they are going to do anything to get your time. So every notification you get can pretty much cost you like an hour. So the moment you take up your phone and check a notification, before you know it, you spend an hour scrolling away mindlessly again. That will take a lot of time from you. Imagine you were working on something productive you could have completed within an hour, but you took up your phone just because of a notification, and before you know it, you spent an hour doing nothing, right? There are many apps out there that you can use to set your screen time. You can just search for them and install it. Set your screen time to like at least an hour per day. This will reduce some of your notifications if you don't want to turn them off. So you'll only see a notification when you open that social media app. For example, my social media usage is set to 15 minutes. So anytime that 15 minutes runs out, no more notification. If somebody message me, I have to open my phone and then that message will be delivered to me. You have to implement those little strategies and stop wasting a lot of your time on social media. And the next thing a lot of people do is they hate on the rich and curse the rich. If you find yourself doing this, my question to you is, how does this benefit you, right? And they always say, tax the rich. When they tax the rich, how does that really benefit you? So I've seen like Michael Leach and Yash, a lot of people were saying, well, whole lot of money that him using money do. But instead of hating on Michael Leach, why not just study this guy, watch how he built his wealth and learn from him instead of cursing him? And to me, when you do that, you're not attracting anything good to yourself. Because we both know that if, for example, Michael Leach again come back and give the Jamaica government $1 billion, you and I are not going to benefit from it. Before you know it, they are going to come with a nice pretty paper. These are the list of things that we are going to do. And before you know it, that same money get mismanaged and the average person don't benefit any at all. So it doesn't make any sense. You curse them or you cuss them. It better you take the time, study them and learn from them and make yourself better. Now, a lot of people don't want to hear this one, but you also have to change your friends. They keep you broke a lot of times. If you hang around 5 gunmen, best know it, you are going to be the 6th gunman, right? Now, the first thing a person might say is, how am I going to meet these people? Where I'm going to make the connections? Again, social media. I must say some of the coolest friends that I have now are like actual social media friends who I've never actually met in my life. And I can always reach out to them and ask them, how do I do this? I need help with this. And I'm sure they are ready to assist. And if you're earning minimum wage, your friends are earning minimum wage, right? And all they do is gossip. How is that benefiting you? So all those little things, you have to cut them out and start focusing on self-development. Discuss things that are productive. And if they are not up to that again, social media. Go and engage and interact with people on social media who will add value to you. For example, a person might say they don't know where to find the Richest Man in Babylon book, right? And you comment, where do I find the Richest Man in Babylon? Someone in this comment section can help you, they can assist you. But if you go to your same friend who are discussing people business every day and ask them, where can I get the Richest Man in Babylon? The first thing they're going to say, I don't know, and gone back to discussing other people's business. So you have to start using social media and network. And I know this one beat a lot of people by fear. You have to start overcoming the fear of doing anything you want to do. I know it's easier said than done, but guess what? The worst thing that can happen to you is that you lose your life. And if it doesn't involve losing your life, might as well go and try it out. You have nothing to lose more than value to gain. So for example, if you want to drive a car and you're afraid of driving that car, the only way you're going to defeat that fear is going in the car and start driving it. If you're afraid of a big truck passing you when you're driving that car, all you have to do is drive past more big trucks until you get comfortable with driving that car. And that's the easiest way, I believe, out there to get rid of fear. Fight fear with fear. And just to go back to that example earlier where I mentioned the person who works at the gate versus the person who works in the office, right? Let's say you want to go back to school to better yourself or improve your education, and you want to start by doing some CXC, right? Now, you're not really earning a lot of money, you're just barely earning minimum wage. Yeah, you might find a little room to save, but you can always ask a person who is earning more than you for that money to pay for a CXC. There's no way on earth, if they have it, they're going to say no. You ask for the money to buy a book and you say you want this book because you want this book to help you in such and such area, I can assure you they're not going to turn you down. They might not have the money now, but ask them like a month in advance and I'm sure the next pay date they will be able to give you that money. Trust me, it's going to seem difficult, but as you keep on doing it over and over, you'll realize things get a bit easier. That's it for now, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope I hear a lot of success stories 5 years time from now.